Welcome to Comics Expertise. Today I will be summarizing and giving my thoughts on New Mutants number 5 by Jonathan Hickman and Rod Reis. So we open with Sunspot recapping the previous events of the spacefaring New Mutants, and to recap, the New Mutants consisting of Magic, Danielle Moonstar, Karma, Wolfsbane, Mondo, Cypher, Chamber, and Sunspot went into Shi'ar space to inform Cannonball of the existence of Krakoa and possibly to bring him back to Earth. Along their way to get Cannonball, they've been arrested and conscripted into the service of the Shi'ar Empire by Gladiator. Their mission being to accompany the now found Cannonball and his Shi'ar wife Smasher to escort Deathbird to Chandalar, the Shi'ar homeworld, so that Deathbird may teach Xandra how to rule. Xandra being the child of Professor X and Lilandra, the now dead Empress of the Shi'ar Empire and sister to Deathbird. So Deathbird has a long history with the X-Men. I could make a whole video on her, or you could just ask me in the comment section below. Anyway, the Shi'ar Death Commandos have been sent to kill Deathbird and leave no witnesses. Mind you, these Death Commandos were sent by Oracle behind Gladiator's back, Oracle being the head of the intelligence branch of the Shi'ar military. The Death Commandos being Black Cloak the commander, Flaw the field leader, Devo, Hypernova, Crate, Offset, Sega, Shell, and Warshot. So back with the New Mutants, Deathbird's got Sunspot sprung like he's T-Pain. And I don't blame him, she's a fine bird lady. So he tells Smasher and Cannonball that he's gonna go talk to her, and a hilarious conversation ensues. He introduces himself saying, "Hi, I'm Bobby, little bit about me, powered by the sun, any sun will do, super strength, other cool stuff, great fighter, better lover. And I should probably mention that I'm super rich. I buy small countries. It's not a big deal." So Deathbird stops ignoring him, pauses, and just says, "I am Calci of the Aerie, and my blood is the blood of the ancient house Naramani. Our nobility reaches back millennia, and we are not rich. We are wealthy. I buy planets. It is a big deal." Ow. So I respect the swag, man. You see something that fine, you gotta shoot your shot, and he did. He takes this in stride and he says, "Wow, do you have any idea how refreshing it is for someone to be interested in me because of my looks and not my money? This is an incredible gift, and I want to thank you for it." Mind you, he puts emphasis on the thank you part of that sentence. So he's trying to kill it, you know what I mean? He's trying to shoot his shot in a whole different type of fashion. So Deathbird has got a kid by Cyclops' younger brother Vulcan, who was last seen in X-Men number 1. So while I doubt Sunspot was getting anywhere, he's interrupted by a random Shi'ar pilot saying they have been intercepted by an Imperial Death Knot demanding one word after jamming their comms: surrender. So Black Cloak sends over Flaw the Warscroll field leader with 2 teams onto the New Mutant ship. Cypher listens in on the encrypted communications from the Death Commando ship and alerts everyone that the ship demanding their surrender plans on killing all of them to get to Hot Ladybird. Magic, as the Krakoan captain, takes command and orders Danielle Moonstar, Wolfsbane, and Karma to rendezvous with Chamber and Mondo and meet the first boarding party to take them out, as she attempts to take out the second boarding party solo. She leaves Sunspot, Smasher, and Cannonball to guard Deathbird as the last line of defense on the ship's bridge. We then cut to Chamber and Mondo sipping space drinks and ignoring their orders, which after reading this the 3rd time, I figure they should be reprimanded for disobeying orders from a Krakoan captain, but whatever, it's cool. Anyway, the Warscroll, Hypernova, and Offset board the ship, saying they will head to Deathbird and make quick work of the mission, only to find Magic there saying, "Well, that certainly sounds like a plan, of course. The problem with having a plan is it only lasts until it doesn't. You know, until someone puts you to a question. So here's my question."
You gotta ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
Okay, so she doesn't ask that. She says something a lot more unexpected. She says, "Do you want to make out with me?" This catches the Warscroll and me by surprise, but the Warscroll pauses and just says, "I do not." So she puts the question to Offset, and Offset says, "No, not enough arms." So she puts the question to Hypernova, and she says, yeah, a little. Unfortunately, I'm working.
Oh my.
I love that moment. It was hilarious. So why did she ask this question? Because she's trying to make love, not war. Which I would have loved to see between her and Hypernova, but oh well. So she manifests her soul sword, and she says, bad call. It was screw or fight, and you chose poorly. So she asks another question when she says, are any of you human? And they each respond, no. So she says, now we're talking, and we cut away to see Warshot telling Black Cloak that they have lost 3, as we see 3 flat lines on the screen in front of him. So while they could have been removed to limbo, I'm pretty sure Ileana just murdered these dudes. So Black Cloak asks about the other team, and we see Wolfsbane sitting on Devo, crate full of arrows courtesy of Daniel Moonstar, Karma making Shell punch himself over and over. And may I say, it's nice to see Karma's powers work on someone. Controlling / possessing people is so often a power that gets written around poorly that it's awesome that she's given some shine. And speaking of that, not only does she know Diff, the Death Commando's muscle, but she makes him say something nice about her before she makes him knock himself out.
Hey, young man, you got knocked the fuck out.
Moly, you got knocked the fuck out.
Silly.
You got knocked the fuck out, bitch. Yeah.
So seeing that his people got embarrassed, Warshot asks Black Cloak for permission to just use their superior ship to fire on the much smaller vessel, and Black Cloak is like, screw it, yes. So they fire on the New Mutant ship, and the comic ends with Mondo, Chamber, and a whole bunch of Shi'ar bodies floating through space. Now something to note here is that of the important characters, we only see Mondo and Chamber. Sorry to all the Shi'ar red shirts in the background. So I'm gonna theorize that Ileana teleported everyone onto the enemy ship before it was crippled, and the only reason Mondo and Chamber are floating through the vacuum is that they didn't rendezvous with Wolfsbane, Karma, and Danielle Moonstar. So let that be a lesson. When you're given orders by a Krakoan captain, you follow those orders.
Ever put your life in another man's hands? Asked him to put his life in yours?
No, sir.
We follow orders, son. We follow orders or people die. It's that simple. Are we clear?
Yes, sir.
Are we clear?
Crystal.
But I guess Chamber and Mondo have never seen A Few Good Men. But that's the end of the comic. Jonathan Hickman and Rod Reese both brought their expertise to the table. This book was hilarious. It was fun. I loved it. If you guys like the video, like, share, subscribe, leave me some comments. And if you have any questions about Deathbird's history with the X-Men, her baby daddy Vulcan, youngest brother of Cyclops, or the history of the Shi'ar Death Commandos, which is tragic and crazy, let me know in the comments.